Hi, you're listening to YYC Sociables, Calgary's social experiences podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Sociables, and my job is to make sure you have something fun to look forward to every week. In between these weekly episodes, get your fix by following me on Instagram at sarah.sociables. In this week's episode, I'm talking about all the fun stuff happening in Calgary from Monday, February 15th to the end of the week, Sunday, February 21st. The sponsor of this week's episode is Solutions Brewing. Now, I've told you guys about Solutions Brewing before. They're pretty awesome. It was made by three friends, Rob, Brendan, and Stephen. They are new on the local craft beer scene, which is amazing. We're always excited to try new beers. And today what I want you to know is where you can buy their beers. Because they're new, they've only been released in a few liquor stores, and some of those liquor stores have actually sold out of their product, so it's been a little bit hard to get. So if you've been looking for it, I have the names of liquor stores you can find them at. The liquor stores are Crowfoot Liquor, Fiesta Liquor, Highlander Liquor, and Legacy Liquor. And if you don't remember that list, that's okay, because it's all on their website with the actual locations and addresses, so you can find them directly from there. So I encourage you to go out and try Solutions Brewing. They have three beers that they're known for, a blonde, an amber, and a stout. They're all outstanding, so I think you should definitely check them out. Alright, so now on to the main segment. If you're new here, this is where I go over the list of events I post on Instagram every Sunday. This is a curated list of local events handpicked by me because I think they're the most fun things to do in the city this week. Now, we are still somewhat in lockdown, merging out of lockdown right now, so times are a little bit weird, but I was able to put together a pretty decent list of things that are happening this week. A lot of good variety this week too, so I'm excited to tell you guys about it. The first one I want you to know about is Block Heater. So Block Heater happens every year. Usually it's in person, but because of COVID, this has been moved online. So it is a music festival. It's actually put on by Folk Fest. I didn't know it was the same people. Like, once I did some research looking into their website, Folk Fest puts on Block Heater, so that's good to know. So as far as my understanding of the music that is actually played, I'm gonna assume it's along the same lines as Folk Fest. Apparently there's 23 different artists from around the world. They spread it out over 5 days, and there's 2 digital stages, so that's kind of cool. So I guess they have simultaneous music events. So you're gonna have to go to their website to see what that's all about. I won't get into the individual artists. They're smaller artists, I think. Like, they weren't anyone I recognized anyway. I tend to listen to a different sort of music though, which we're gonna talk about later, actually. But tickets for Block Heater are by donation. They suggest a $35 donation, but it also says donate whatever you can. I think they just appreciate whatever support they can get. So that's a really cool event being put on. It starts Tuesday and it goes to Saturday. Next, I want to tell you about an event that's happening on Wednesday, put on by our friends at Calgary Sport and Social Club. At 7 p.m., they are holding an event online, and it is Harry Potter trivia. So I don't know anything about Harry Potter, but a lot of people love Harry Potter. They've read the books, they've seen the movies. I have done neither, I will admit. That's why I would not be a good candidate for this event, but it's only $10. It looks really fun. I'm glad that Calgary Sport and Social Club is still putting an effort into getting people together, so that's awesome. If you want to know more about that, go to the Calgary Sport and Social Club website. The third event I wanted to tell you about, it's not so much an event, it's more like, it's hard to describe. So it's like art installations downtown. It actually started last weekend. It's called Chinook Blast, and what the city of Calgary did, or I guess I should say Tourism Calgary did, was they set up these different art installations. I don't really know how to describe them. Some of them had, like, they were interactive or had lights or music coming out of them. Others of them were like more static things that you could take pictures next to, like balloons, or they're just like cool backdrops that you could go see and look at, come get up close to it, get a photo next to it. So these are sprinkled around downtown and East Village, and they also have like neighboring events happening in Kensington, Chinatown, and Inglewood, and they even gave names to them. So like Kensington Love or Love Kensington, I think is the hashtag, and the one in Inglewood is called Northern Reflections. So like I said, it's kind of difficult to describe what Chinook Blast is other than this free outdoor kind of a festival, but not really. It's more just something you go to on your own and walk around and explore, which is really cool. I love that Tourism Calgary put this on because I did check it out last weekend kind of randomly because I was on Stephen Ave and they had this cube. It was really neat. Unfortunately, it was -30, so I couldn't spend like a lot of time looking at it or photographing it or anything because my thumb was like freezing on my phone. But it was a really neat cube and it emitted like weird sounds too. They were kind of cool. If you're into that kind of abstract art installation thing like I am, then you would appreciate the coolness of this giant cube. So I'm hoping that there's more things like that I'm going to check out this upcoming weekend. I saw something really neat in Eau Claire. They look like an even bigger cube that you could like walk through. I don't know what it was because I only saw a picture of it from one angle, so I'm definitely going to go check out whatever that one was. The other thing I saw was the exhibit that was in Chinatown, which again was kind of part of Chinook Blast, but kind of also separate because it was for the Chinese New Year, the Year of the Ox. So they had these 4 ox sculptures made out of ice. They're really beautiful. And apparently there was a dragon one too, but I didn't find the dragon one. Again, it was like -30 and it was so cold, but I really wanted to explore and see these cool ice sculptures, which are another thing I really like. I appreciate all the work that goes behind an ice sculpture, but it was not a very warm weekend for exploring. So I think this weekend is actually supposed to be way better. I think even like 0 degrees or something. So this is a perfect weekend to go explore Chinook Blast and check out whatever other neighborhoods you want to. If you want to go to Kensington, Chinatown, Inglewood, whatever. I think that would be a really fun thing to do, and I will maybe see you out there. The next event I want to talk to you about comes from Crafted Sessions. This is where I was talking about like music type. This is definitely more my variety of music compared to the folk fest stuffs because I like more dancey music. I like EDM. I like house music. I like stuff with DJ. So this is much more up my alley. I'm definitely going to be tuning into this on Saturday. It's held by Crafted Sessions, and if you haven't heard of them before, they've only been around for a couple years. They're a local group, and their whole reason for being is because they love local craft beer, and also they love this kind of like dance style of music, and it's like bringing those things together and the people who love those things. And they've done a couple events at Cold Garden. I mean, it's been a while because COVID's been around for a while, but these events sold out. They were very popular. I think they might have done one even for like a New Year's Eve or something. So everyone really loves Crafted Sessions. The things that they do are very well put on. The event on Saturday is their 2-year anniversary party. So it's free to tune into. It's being held on Twitch. Rumpus is the DJ who's headlining, and he's been at Shambhala, he's been at Burning Man, he's been at Ibiza, so he's a big deal. If you're into that kind of music, you should definitely tune in. It starts at 6 p.m. I believe it goes late. It's on Twitch TV /Crafted Sessions, or check out Crafted Sessions Instagram, and you can link directly from there. And also they have prizes during the stream you can win there. And if you check my Instagram, I'm actually giving away some merch from them right now, so you can get some cool t-shirts from Crafted Sessions. I know not many people have entered into that. I think maybe because they don't know what Crafted Sessions is, but you should definitely go enter into that contest. The next event I want to tell you about is also happening on Saturday, and this one looks really cool. It's called Le Cirque de la Nuit, and it's a cabaret event. These cirque events, I'm not sure if it's the same like owner-operators who put it on, but I've been to one of these before, so if it is the same, it's really good. So it's a circus theme, there's acrobatics, there's like people who are dressed all up for the parts. They had I mean, I guess they can't do like face painting or any sort of like physical stuff like that, but it was really well put on before. So I think this event will be awesome. It is in person, but the reason why they can get away with having it in person is because it's at that Delta Calgary South where you're on your balconies and you watch the whole circus display from your balcony that is safe with your cohort. You can have your drinks on your balcony and just enjoy from a distance. Tickets for that are on Show Pass. The lower tiers are sold out when I looked, so the prices were starting at $300, but that does include your stay, right? So not a bad deal, and you're not going to spend a lot while you're there because you're bringing your own drinks, order some food or bring some food, whatever you want to do. I think this looks like an awesome night out, so that was why I included it in my list. Alright, so that is my list for the week. If you can't find any of these, send me a DM, but as you know, you can also check my website, and on the calendar there I have links to all of these individual events where you can find out more information on them directly. Okay, let's talk restaurant news. Here is the gossip. So, I've told you about General Block before a couple of times because I'm keeping my eye on this business opening in Bridgeland. It's a new, shiny building, and it's going to have Village ice cream in it. It's going to have Una Pizza and Phil and Sebastian coffee. So, everyone's really excited about it because it's all these big hitters in Calgary that are going to be in the same location, so we're just going to go ahead and assume it's going to be ridiculously popular ahead of time. But I have the opening date. It is February 26th, so that is next Friday. I don't know if they have like a grand opening event planned or not. I don't know if I'm planning on going or not. Maybe I should actually put that on my calendar. Just wanted to make sure you guys heard about this here first, and if you want to check it out, you can definitely do that. My other restaurant news is I was telling you about Chakalaka. They had their soft opening last week. I mentioned I was going to the media night, which was on Monday, and it was really good. I was really impressed. I liked the inside of what they did to 1410. It looks very different. It's totally refreshed, so they did a good job of that. And in the basement, actually completely renovated it and put in like this photo studio room, which was really cool. Like they had different velvet chairs and velvet couches, and they had some like roses hanging, so you get pictures with that, and then a swinging chair you could get photos in. So it's a whole photo selfie room, which is awesome. Like what a great use of space and innovative way to get people to come to your restaurant. So I thought that was just a great idea, like free selfie room, why not? So I got some cool photos there. In terms of the drink menu, they're all from like different countries. So I think I had a drink that was like Peruvian inspired, and I had a drink that was South African, and I don't even remember my other drinks. We sampled 4 drinks, so 4 different like countries or regions, and they were all really good. I especially love the old fashioned that I have. I don't usually like old fashions, so maybe like hardcore old fashioned people will tell me that, you know, my taste buds don't count when it comes to this, but I thought this old fashioned was the best one I had ever had, where it wasn't like really boozy, it wasn't too sweet, it was strong and had good flavor, and it was just like, it would be something that I would order again. And I, like I said, not an old fashioned person, so if you are, I'd be curious on your take on it. Maybe they, you know, took it too far from how one should traditionally be made, or maybe they just had like the perfect spin on it. I don't know what they did, but it was good. I was also really impressed by their dessert. Oh my gosh, they brought out this Ferris wheel of desserts, which I don't know how many different things were on. 8 things, 10 things. I felt bad. We ate like a third of it. It was such a waste. It was really amazing and like over the top. So the best way to go to Chakalaka, because it is tapas, is with a larger group. I mean, obviously you're supposed to be with your cohort, so hopefully you have a big family. But if it's just 2 people, like, it's impossible to eat that much desserts. And we had so much food, like, I was very stuffed. So keep that in mind. It is, the tapas in general are designed as small plates to be shared with a group. Not ideal during a pandemic when you're only supposed to go with your household, but that's just an FYI for you. Anyway, their grand opening is today, Monday, February 15th. The last week was kind of a soft opening. Like, I think you probably probably saw a lot of stuff on social media of just like their friends, family, and media visiting it, but now they're officially open to the public, and I recommend you check it out. I think you'll really like it. I think you'll like the drinks. I think you'll like the food. You can't not like the dessert. In terms of brewery news, I don't have any news per se, but I just have like a bit of a side story. So on Saturday, I actually went to go visit a brewery, and first we went to Cold Garden. It was packed, like so busy. There was no seats and there was a wait list, and we were like, okay, whatever, let's just go to Old Beautiful Brewing right next to it. So we go to Old Beautiful, and the same problem. They had like a half an hour wait. So I was like, holy cow, like this is, people are out in force right now. Like so many people want a beer, which was crazy because it's also still -30 and incredibly cold. So then we tried to go to Revival, which is also in Inglewood, and they were closed. They weren't open to the public. They were only doing the curbside pickup, so that was unfortunate. So fourth time's a charm. We actually ended up at Highline Brewing, and interesting enough, I've never actually made it to Highline Brewing, so it was my first time there, so it kind of worked out. I got to try a new brewery, and it was amazing. I really was impressed with the beers there. They had a really weird selection of beers. One was like this super refreshing cucumber one. There was a sour that I really liked. I got a pint of that. And they even had like a wasabi Japanese one. I wish I could remember the whole menu, but it was quite, like they had a decent size menu, so you could get flights and sample a lot of things. So I give them an A+ for their beers. I'd give them like a lower grade in terms of the atmosphere. Like it was nice and like clean and open, and that was fine, but it was a little bit kind of like lackluster. Like I think the floors were black and white and like the walls were black, and there wasn't, I don't remember seeing any art or like any color. So I felt like it could have had like a little bit of a facelift in terms of like having some personality, but otherwise I really enjoyed Highline Brewing, and I would definitely go there again for the beers and would recommend that you check it out as well. In terms of where I'm going to be this next week, well, for plans, I guess this is a very tentative plan, but as part of the Chinook Blast that I was telling you about earlier, there's this augmented reality wall in Inglewood, and it's been up for a little while, and I guess what you do is you download an app and you look at these murals, like there's more than one mural, through the app, and it's like brings it to life, and it like does stuff. I don't know if it like dances or moves or what happens, but I've seen a couple people do this and I would really like to check it out. So I don't know when I'm going to fit that into my schedule. Like maybe I can go later today or something. Like obviously you need to go during the day and not at night. But yeah, it just sounds really cool. So if that's something you're interested in checking out, by all means do, because it's free. Just go to, I don't even know where it is in Inglewood. I feel like it's down like a main stretch, so you can't really miss it. There's like some big murals. But anyway, so that's on my list of things to go to this week. I'm also going to go to Chinook Blast on Friday. I'm getting some professional pics done for some sponsored content, so I'm bringing my photographer along and paying for her help on that one. I'm hoping to get some pictures that are more like night themed, because they have like these interactive art elements that glow and stuff. I'm hoping we can get some cool photos that way. So that's what I'm doing on Friday night. And then on Saturday, like I already told you guys, I'm tuning in to that Crafted Sessions music celebration Saturday night at 6 or 7 p.m. Whenever I happen to tune in, I'm going to listen to as much of it as possible. I love that kind of stuff. Yeah, so that's my plan for the upcoming week. In terms of what I did last week, I kind of told you guys a lot about what I did, but one thing I didn't mention is I went to the Wednesday room on Stephen Avenue, and I love it there. Like, I was like so happy that I was able to visit it again. It is such a beautiful restaurant. If you haven't been there, it's The Shining themed, so it's all like 60s, kind of 70s vibes, like that deep orange colors and browns, and it's very like rich and kind of opulent looking. The basement is my favorite part of the whole place. Like, it's just, I love the vibes in there. Like, I would go there every week. It's got to be like one of my favorite places. It is a pricier place to drink, but they do also have a happy hour because we got $10 cocktails, which was nice. I've ate there a few times, but I don't even know. I think I only ever had Appy's. I don't know if I've ever actually had an entree from there, so I can't really speak to the food. But anyway, that's just a shout out to the Wednesday Room. If you want to go to a cool themed restaurant, I highly recommend the Wednesday Room. A great place to bring like out of towners too, I think, to show them something really unique that Calgary has. But make sure you make a reservation because they're also really busy. So that is actually it for the week. I went through that pretty fast, I feel. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions or any suggestions about anything, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram. I really appreciate that you're here and are interested in the same things that I'm excited about. That means the world to me. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave me a review if you haven't already. I'm at about 34 reviews right now, and I'm trying to sneak my way up to 100. Like, even if I get like 1 or 2 reviews a week, like that would be amazing. So really appreciate if you could leave me a review. And that is all for the week. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you next time.